All right. Is it working? I think it's working. Okay, great. All right. Good afternoon. It is, what is it? It is Friday. Oh, thank goodness it's Friday. TGIF, my goodness. Saturday's on its way. Saturday's a busy day. Oh my gosh. Friday, September 12th, 2025. There you go. Yesterday was 9/11. I actually learned about a really neat 9/11 memorial that I'm going to show my kids. It's on, let's see if I can get this right. It's 911memorial.org and then /DLE, Digital Learning Experience. And it's, I haven't gone to it yet, but I heard about it on the radio. It's like an interactive display teaching kids that frankly, have never, weren't born yet, what happened on 9/11 and why it's so culturally significant and how the world used to be, how the world is now comparatively. It sounds like an interesting display, so I'm glad I found that. I heard it on the radio. So today's title is I Heard It Through the Fiber. The old classic song, Heard It Through the Grapevine. I finally heard back from Google Fiber today. Now, when I say I heard from them, more like I called them and they confirmed. The lady that I talked to on the phone weeks ago said, "Oh, you're going to get an email the second it's ready." I even got an email saying, "Hey, we're on the last phase of this just to make sure that you're all set up." But I never heard anything. So I was like, it's been long enough. I need to find out. I need to know, is my house eligible for Google Fiber? My entire neighborhood, they look up your zip code first and they're like, great, yeah, it looks like you're eligible. And so I called them. I initiated. And sweet guy. If you ever have to call Google Fiber, hope that you get to call, what was his name? Javier. His name was Javier. Very nice guy. Very lovable guy. He's super nice. He was laughing at my jokes. Just a really friendly guy. Awesome. Highly recommend. If you get to call Google Fiber and you talk to somebody, hopefully you talk to Javier because he was so helpful. And he asked me my address and he said, "Ooh, it looks like you're not available." And I said, "You know what? It said that every time I've called, but if you look at the map, I've got the trench in front of my house. I've got, all my neighbors around me have Google Fiber. Can you make it happen?" And he said, "Well, let me just check something for you." And so he went onto this like route map or whatever, and he said, "Oh, okay, so are you over here?" I said, No, I'm over here." And I don't know, maybe they got their wires crossed or something, but he was like, "Oh yeah, you are eligible for sure." He said it's weird that we put it in and it said it wasn't eligible. That's why we have a human look at it just to make sure. I was like, okay, good, thank you. I've been waiting to talk to a human for a while now. And so I set it up. I started setting it up. I gave him my email, my address, I even had to give him like a payment information card or a bank account, however you do it. Sure enough, I've got Google Fiber coming. They're coming actually not tomorrow, but next Saturday, early in the morning. I think it's on the 20th. They're coming super early in the morning. It may even be before our live stream. So if I don't go live in the morning like I usually do, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, where did he go?" It might be that I am talking to the rep to figure out how to get a Google Fiber connection into my yard, hooked up to my house. So pretty exciting. We will no longer have these awful buffering issues and the stoppages, and I'll be able to stream in, I could stream in 4K if you want, right? I could stream just giant, absolutely massive screens. I could even do multiple streams at the same time, just running simultaneously. I told him on the phone, I said, "Do you know how bad my internet is?" He said, "How bad's your internet?" I said, "I have 2 megabits per second. He said, "Wait a minute, 2 megabits per second? I'm about to, I just signed up for 1,000 megabits per second." And so for having 2 megabits, I was like, "Do you remember dial-up?" He said, "Yeah, I remember dial-up." I said, "I feel like I have dial-up at my house." So it's coming. I'll be able to do, zero latency streams, ultra low latency streams. There will be no dropouts, no lag, and actually it'll be a fun experiment. I want to see if it aids my retention. Do I get better retention? Do people watch for longer if I have, no dropouts, like probably the one you're experiencing right this very second. Because I see a dropout and now it's back up to another. I have like stream health turned on so I can see if it's dropping or not. Well, you know what? Enough about that. Let's play connections. Sitting here staring at the connections for too long. All right. I'm trying to create 4 groups of 4. How about Zoom, call, telephoto, number. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Telephone. It sounds like telephone number. No, telephoto. Zoom call, eBay, bid, email, driver, address, appeal, macro, name, petition, flake, finlet, and fisheye. Well, of course, the one that stands out to me and probably stands out to you too, I am a photographer and a photography teacher. I've been so for the last 14 years. I've been a photographer about 20 years. Zoom lens, telephoto lens, macro lens, fisheye lens, prime lens, wide angle lens, what else? Tilt shift lens. You name all the different lenses. All right, those are absolutely camera lenses. Kinds of camera lenses. Beautiful. And it's a blue category? Really? Interesting. All right. Well, how about a petition, an appeal, a bid, maybe an address? Is that what finlet means? I'm going to try it. It's not. It's one away. Okay. I do see some like contact information, like a name, an email, a number, an address. Okay, contact info. Great. We get that. And then, of course, leave it to me to get the hardest one and the easiest one for last. The easiest one would be petition, appeal, call, and bid. It's a call. Okay. And entreaty. All right, so eBay, flake, finlet, and driver. eBay auction, driver, auction? I don't know. I actually don't know. Body. Bodies of water plus a starting letter. Driver becomes river. eBay, of course, becomes bay. Finlet becomes inlet. And then flake becomes lake. You know what I should have done? I should have gone, I don't know what finlet means. Oh, doesn't that sound a lot like inlet? Oh, there's a bay, there's a river. It wasn't apparent. It didn't stick out to me, Oh, that's funny. All right, from the top, we did the blue category first, kinds of camera lenses. Of course, that's the one that came out to me first. I am a photographer. I have been for 20 years. I also teach photography. It's my bread and butter at the school. And so I've been doing that for, 14 years? It's been a while. So kinds of camera lenses. A fisheye lens, macro lens, telephoto lens, zoom lens, and all the other many, many, many lenses you can spend your money on. Only buy the lenses you need, right? If you don't need a macro lens, then don't buy a macro lens. I have a killer portrait lens, and I use it for my portraits because that's what I have been doing for the last 20 years, right? That's my thing. And so I use that, and I absolutely love it. I have a telephoto lens that I absolutely love. I have just a variable zoom lens that I absolutely love. I do actually have a macro lens. I don't have its own dedicated fisheye lens. I have like a lens attachment. Like you put it on the front of your lens. You screw it on, and then it, sticks onto your actual lens to make kind of a fisheye effect. It works the same way, though. It's not its own dedicated lens. Contact info. You might give someone your address, your email, your name, your number. The yellow category, I don't know if this would have been the yellow category. I might have maybe switched those two. You know, the least tricky, right? The most obvious, most straightforward. An entreaty is an appeal, a bid, a call, or a petition. I didn't see the word call. I guessed finlet. We might have to look up the word finlet because I'm not quite sure what it means. Bodies of water plus a starting letter. Driver becomes river. eBay becomes bay, of course. Finlet, of course, becomes inlet. I used to live on the inlet. I had an inlet in my backyard. It was awesome. And then flake becomes lake. Now, I need to look up this word, finlet. Finlet can refer to a small fin on a fish, an aerodynamic device that reduces drag on an aircraft, or a specific model of sunglasses by Costa del Mar. Okay, basically, those little, like, extra tiny little fins on a big wing, you know, on the airplane, that's a finlet. Let's see if I can find them. Here, you know exactly what we're talking about. There it is. Okay, finlets, right? The little tiny fins on a plane that reduce the drag. This kind of thing. That's a finlet. And then, of course, little tiny fins. Those are finlets. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. Today in the mini crossword puzzle, let's see what we've got. Is this a full 5x5? There's no gaps. Look at that. There's no gaps. It's a full 5x5. These are all 5-letter words. Okay. Ink squirting creature. How about if I can spell it right? Squid. A handbag. Maybe a purse. Wolverine's alias in X-Men. His name was Logan. Enjoyed dinner at home, say. You cooked. You ate in. Maybe ate in. Stuffed animal named after the 26th president of the United States. It wasn't the other way around. 43 seconds? All right, did I earn the Pips cookie for that? Let's see if I earned the cookie. We didn't even get to the down clues. That's amazing. All right, ink squirting creature, a squid. A handbag, purse. Wolverine's alias in X-Men, he was Logan. Enjoyed dinner at home, you ate in. Stuffed animal named after the 26th president of the United States, Teddy Roosevelt. He went by Teddy instead of Theodore Roosevelt. And the plushie was named after him. It was not the other way around. I don't know what I was thinking there. Sound of a cupcake hitting the floor. Frosting first. Splat. Yeah, that would make a splat sound. Common feature of news article. Quote. Nice. Tried to convince. Urged. I urge you. Tried to convince. Since you didn't hear me the first time, I said... Since you didn't hear me the first time... Name in a breakfast restaurant chain. Denny. Oh, funny. It's Denny's. So Denny. The singular. Actually, I have a friend named Denny. That's awesome. You don't hear that one very often. Denny. All right. And then the Pips. Again, I'm not worried about time. Let's just do the puzzle. We'll grow our brains together. I see 2 that have to equal 0. So that might be... this one to equal 11, and maybe this one together with it to equal 11. 5, 6, 7. Oh, it doesn't. 8. Oh, there it is. There it is. All right. I was using the wrong 6 here. 6 and 5. And then that had to be a 3, but it wasn't. So it had to be the 2 and then the other 6 to make the 8. And then 11 is the 6 and the 5. Okay, less than and 0. So clearly that's got to be that. If this equals 0, there's only other... Oh, there's not another one, so I bet you this is the 5. And then if that's equal to the other 5, that's got to go there. And then 3 plus 2 and 3. But I don't see 2 and 3, so perhaps it's 4 and 1. Oh, that does work. And then this. Wait a minute. But this has got to be... Hang on a sec. That can't be. This equals 1. I just had to switch them. That's all. I was totally overthinking that. Finished the medium puzzle in 1 minute and 12 seconds. Probably would have been even easier if I had just opened my brain. I don't know. So I saw the first one that had to be a 0 and something less than 2. So that was the one on the top right. And then 5 and 5. Those were the only two similar ones. I guess 1 and 1 could have gone. But... if the other side had to be 8, that would mean 3 numbers. So I tried 4 and 1, which is 5, and then 3 more, which is 8. And then less than 3, so 2. And then I tried the other one. It was 1 and 0 to make 1, but I really should put in the other way around, right? So the 2 was less than, and then the 6. It didn't really matter what was in this middle left. Oh, it's like a piñata donkey or something. Okay. Whoops. Okay, so 5, 5, and 5 has got to go here. 30. Oh, there is a double. Maybe the double goes here. That needs to be a 0. That needs to be a 5. Okay, that satisfies... Oh, it doesn't satisfy this one. 1. There's not another 1. Okay, so this has to be the 1 and 4. This has to be a different 5. Okay, so 2, that satisfies that. And then 30... So 12, 18, 24. Oh, but that can't be right. So maybe it goes here. So if that's our 0, that means this has to be... Is there a 3 and 6? There is a 3 and 6. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. That has to be something different. 0. But that has to be a 4, and it can't be this one. Oh, bugs. So maybe that's the wrong one. And we go 5 here. Is there a 5 and 6? See, that one has to be 5 and 6. So that can't be it. So this is probably not the 5. It's 4. We could go 4 and 4. But then we need a 4 and 6, which is here. And that actually doesn't matter. So this could be the 3. Oh, I think we did it. Okay. Wait a minute. This has got to be our 4. This has got to be our different. So 3. There we go. Awesome. Hey, 3.5 minutes. That's pretty decent. These had to be 6s because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 6 is 30. So they had to be your 6s. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 times 5 is 20. It had to be the 20. And then the 4 here. I was thinking maybe it was this 4, but no, it had to be the other 4. And we made it work. Sweet. Coolio. Let's admire our handiwork. Okay, that's enough. I'm not vain like that. Okay, the 11 was a 5 and a 6. I just don't dwell on it. That's hilarious. 6 and 2, and then zeros. I think I started with the zeros. Okay. Add to our 50-day streak. We're gaining our streak back, slowly but surely. I lost my streak not that long ago. Wait, I earned a badge? What badge did I earn? Yeah, I already did hard mode. Oh, I have to look at the app to see what it was. Okay, well, I'm not doing the app right now, so thanks anyway. I'll let you know what it was. I don't have my phone out, nor do I want to get my phone out. Hard mode, right? We're still playing hard mode. What do we play? How about split? A little bit of help. We got a T. Okay, so hard mode says we have to keep using that T. Is that how you spell trow? It's not a word. Okay. Not a word. Trode. That's a word? Okay, apparently trode is a word. We're learning new words, guys. All right, so if it starts with a T, does not have an R next, blank, R, O, and it doesn't end, I was thinking like tarot, right? Tarot cards. But not if it doesn't end in a T like the first guess. And it's not TR. Could be T vowel. Torah? Maybe. Maybe. R, A, and we haven't guessed an H. Let's try it. No, but great guess, because look, it has an H in it. Okay, we're getting close, guys. How about T? What if it's an H next? R had to be the O. W. Throw. Throw. It's not throw. Shoot. That's yet again, I get excited and it wasn't it. Throw. Throw. Throff. Throg. Throy. Thror. Thron. Oh, maybe throb. That's a word. Throb. Okay. Awesome. I got a little nervous there because I got excited. I saw throw come down. Green, 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 green. I went, yes, that's it. Nope. Just kidding. It's not. It's not. It's throb. That's pretty funny. Well, good. Good. I had a crazy idea too, right? I just barely said that Google Fiber is on its way. They're coming to visit me, I think on Saturday for the okay, correct me if I'm wrong. They don't come install it first. They just kind of check out your house first just to make sure everything's like good to go and, put a box in your front yard or whatever. And then, technicians come in and, Blue Stakes comes in and make sure they're not going to hit a gas line or something, right? But I had this wild idea that I was going to have, I might do a multi-stream. I might even stream like vertical and horizontal at the same time. Is that insane? Is that crazy? That's crazy talk. Could happen. Could be awesome, actually. That could be really neat. That would pull in the watch hours from both vertical and horizontal. And I don't know. Maybe I should just tell you now. I am actually very, very close. I'm days away, actually, from entering the lower tier of the YouTube Partner Program because I have nearly 3,000 hours of watch time, which is like, yay. It's so close. It's not the 4,000 to be like full-fledged in the YouTube Partner Program, but I am approaching that first tier. Very, very close. Literally only days away. According to my current watch hours, and it will hopefully continue there. Oh, can you hear that? My printer is singing the song of its people today. Wonder what that's about. My wife doing finances or something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when I pull it off there and give it to her. Just one single page, I guess. Throb. My heart throbs in hard mode. We started with split, and that gave us the T, and that was kind of the theme for the entire rest of it, because we'd guess Trode. Let me look up Trode, honestly. Trode, Trode. Trode has several meanings. It's an archaic past of tread. Isn't it trod? Where his feet have trod. Trode can also refer to a historical footstep on a path made by walking. Historical footstep, or the path made by walking. Additionally, Trode is the name of a major character from the Dragon Quest video game series. Oh, okay. Nice. Dragon Quest. Trode. It's like a troll and a toad at the same time. Okay. All right, Strands. That's classic. Now, if you've never played Strands before, think of it like a word search, right? We're trying to find words hidden here, and they don't just go left and right, up and down. They're snaking around. They're hidden here somewhere, and we don't get to know what they are. We have to find out where they are, and they all lead back to this theme. That's classic. So maybe this is about classic video games or classical music, maybe. I don't know. Let's see what's in here. I see an ing. I see ist. This almost looks like ENT, but it's NET. Net. Nets. Steno, like stenographer. Giggly. I keep seeing ing. QU. Quintile. That's classic. I don't know. I don't know. Should we use the hint? Maybe we use the hint. Ageless. Classic. Oh, and vintage. Historic. Oh, here. Time honored. Time honored. All right, so there's one more, and it's the last one, and it's whatever this is. How about enduring? An enduring legacy. Enduring. Whoever creates the Strands puzzle must love going to the thesaurus for things. Today's theme was that's classic. Time honored. Historic. Enduring. Vintage. Ageless. Antique. I love that. What are things that I love that are time honored? I really love records. I love playing LPs, right? 33 and a third rotations per minute. I love the sound of a record. I will every time I go to a thrift store, right? Whether it's Goodwill or just any of the record stores or thrift stores, I look for the records, right? And I go for I don't just grab everything. There are some very specific things. I'm looking for jazz and swing and bossa nova from the 20s to the 60s kind of zone. Especially if I can find something Brazilian that has, a Brazilian name. I'm all over it. I love it. So if you have any really awesome, time-honored, vintage, ageless, antique records, send them my way because I absolutely love it. I listen to them all the time. My son, he just barely started high school, and people ask him, what kind of music do you like? And he says, oh, I like whatever kind of music my dad plays. And he says, people say, oh, what does your dad play? And he says, well, my dad's a jazz musician. And so he's always excited to tell people that he loves listening to jazz and swing because that's what his dad does. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's time honored. All right, well, let's dive in. Let's play Letterboxd. Would that look better if I zoomed up a little bit? Let's kind of roll it up. But then you can't see the word there. We'll just leave it like that. All right, try to solve in 4 words. We've got a K, R, A, H, D, P, S, I, B, O, L, and C. Okay. I see CK. Can't do a word like clock or something because C, L, and O are on the same side. I thought of a couple words that were... That won't work. I was thinking of brandish, but R and A are on the same side. Plaid. That's a word. I was almost going to play plaid as my opening word for the Wordle. There's no E. Or N. I was going to play like adorned. There's no E. I was going to play docile. But I don't think it has an SC. I think it's just the C. Drosh. That sounds like a... I don't know. Plaid. We'll remember plaid. Should we remember plaid? Let's write down the word. Plaid. Play splash. It's an okay word. It's not a college level word, but it's an okay word. Horrid. No, horrid has 2 R's. Okay, I like the word splash too, but it's not really working out for me. Plaid splash. How could we use up the CK maybe? Dolphin shoals. It's not spelled right. Kidrib. Well, it's safe to keep returning to the S like that. I feel like I have more options if we start with an S. See, that's a word, but I've already used up all 4. Okay, I'm going to write this one down. Shoals. Sacks. Slab. There's no U. It's a laborious. Labored. Oh, that's a crazy good word. Yeah, I tried splash. Ron, have you played the puzzles yet? Killer word. Splash, that's a killer word. I tried playing horrid, but it's two R's. Hoarder. Hydro anything is with a Y. Hydro flask, hydroelectric. What a great word. Oh my gosh. Hairdo. You are so right. See, Aranha, that's why they pay you the big bucks, man. That's a good one. That is a good one. Backsplash and hairdo. I love it. We're going to take a screenshot. Because you know what? We just solved it in 2. Baby, solved it in 2. I should have a sound effect for that. Solved it in 2. We did it. Thank you for that. Yeah, those are 2 great words. Backsplash and hairdo. How'd they solve it yesterday? Investor and raceway. Neat. Neat. Huh. Awesome. Backsplash and hairdo. Cool. All right, well, let's check our answers. Let's see how we did. If you like what you see so far, give it a like and consider subscribing because we do this every day. Your video or your like on this video helps my channel. And if you are subscribing, then I come up into your feed and you get to see me do this every day. We make it a fun little thing. We get to do it together. Just like Aranha, helped me kind of walk through the letterbox. That was pretty cool. So thank you for that. Let's recap all our answers. In the connections puzzle, we did blue first. Why? Because I have been a photographer for 20 years. And I love all things camera. I love, shooting film. I love shooting digital. I love videos, live broadcast. In fact, tonight in 2 hours, I have a live broadcast myself. I need to go back over to the high school, and we are live broadcasting a huge football game that may or may not end up with a few injuries and possibly some very sad kids because we were playing a very challenging a week before their first game. Like, he's just barely trying to figure this out. So Yeah, they're a young team. We'll say that they're a very young team. Let's see. We got kinds of camera lenses, right? I saw that one first. That one always sticks out. Anything photo related or video related, I see that first. Fisheye, macro, telephoto, and zoom. You might also have a portrait lens or a tilt shift lens or I don't know. Let's think of another. A wide lens, whatever. Contact info, your address, your email, your name, your number, your social security number. No, I'm just kidding. Don't put that on the web. It's like the password to your life. Don't do that. Some people are so liberal with the way they put out their contact information. I'm like, you realize like people can search for you and, do not good things. You're doxing yourself if you say too much. Entreaty, an appeal, a bid, a call, a petition. Bodies of water plus a starting letter. How about driver for river, eBay for bay, of course, Finlet for inlet. I was like, wait, what is that one? I used to live on an inlet. We could see the tide rise and ebb and flow. It was awesome. It was so good. In fact, every time I smell that kind of low tide smell, I think of home. Finlet. Finlets are the tiny little fins on either an airplane or not a bird, an airplane or a fish. Flake. Right? You're going to flake out and not do it. No, it's lake. Very clever. To be honest, I can't wait to go home and go to bed. I mean, I am home, but like when I get home from the football game, I can't wait to go to bed. I'm so tired. Ink squirting creature, a squid. A handbag, a purse. Wolverine's alias in X-Men. He went by Logan. That was his name, Logan. Enjoys dinner at home. 8 in. Stuffed animal named after the 26th president of the United States. Teddy for Teddy Roosevelt. Teddy bear. Sound of a cupcake hitting the floor. Frosting first. Splat. And the sound of a sad, sad child on their birthday. Common feature of a news article. A quote. Yeah, I heard lots of quotes in the news articles I read today. I'm honestly really trying to disconnect myself from the news, but there's so much going on right now. I can't not connect to that. I need to hear everything about it. Tried to convince, urged. Well, since you didn't hear me the first time, I said the name in a breakfast restaurant chain, Denny or Tim. Right? Tim Horton. All right. And then we played Pips. This one was easy. The zeros went here, and the 3 couldn't go here because 11 had to be 5 and 6 or 6 and 5. And so the only thing was the 5. And then the 6 goes here, and then another 6 goes here for 2 and 8, or 2 and 6 to make 8. The medium puzzle today, we started at the top right, and that was the correct way to start. Less than 3, that had to be 2. Less than 3 on the other side had to be 2. 0 and 0. 0 and 1. I mean, some of these were just logic, right? Just logic. Cool. Yep. Behold. It was funny. I was like, hey, look at my puzzle. All right, that's all you get. And then I moved on. This looks like a piñata donkey or something. The giveaways in this one, the 5 6s had to be 30. The 4 5s had to be 20. One had to be a 1. One had to be a 4. One had to be a 0. Another had to be a 0. Another had to be a 0. So the zeros had to fall right in line. And then actually the one that was here didn't really matter a ton. Well, it did matter because these two had to be something else, right? 0 and 3, 0 and 4, and the 0 and 5. Okay, speaking of splat, how about split? We started with the T. Yes, I'm still playing hard mode. And then T for trode. Trode, what did trode mean? Oh, the past tense of tread, right? Throw. And I was so excited. I thought I had it. I saw green, 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 and it was not. It was Everything but the W. So I said throb, and that's how it was. That's the one. All right, Strands today was That's Classic. Things that are time-honored. They're historic. They're enduring. They're vintage. They're antique, maybe. And they're ageless. My endless love. And then we finished off with Letterboxd. We had to do it in 4, and thanks to Aranha's help, we did it in 2. We started with backsplash. I said splash, but I was like, wait, he said that. I was like, oh, what a great idea. We could do backsplash. And then the H for hairdo. Nice. All right, well, if you like what you saw today, give it a like. Consider subscribing because we do this every day. And, yeah, thanks for an awesome stream. Thanks for helping me figure out some puzzles. And enjoy your weekend. Not this weekend, but next weekend. We're having a Google Fiber guy come to my house, and we're going to have better internet. It's going to be better than dial-up that I have in my house. I'm super excited about that. All right, well, you guys are awesome, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.